And welcome back to Derby Date Night Tournament Edition. We have been having a great 2 days of Derby here at the Smalltown Smackdown Tournament of Champions here in Muncie, Indiana. You are joining us for the, I believe, 5th place game of this tournament. We have one more game after this, which is going to be our championship. But right now, I am here with Kimbo Slicer, and we are going to have fun because I get to talk about Cornfed, which is my home team, and
I get to talk about Circle City, which is my home team.
So this is going to be fun. I don't think I've ever had two announcers both from the respective teams.
Yep.
So we're going to have a whole bunch of fun talking about our teams and watching these two teams who know each other very well battle for 5th place of this tournament.
And this is actually going to be a rematch from a scrimmage that we had just a couple weeks back, maybe a couple months.
Yep. And I think Circle City, was victorious.
They were.
In that rematch, but it was pretty close,
It was
wasn't
a very close game, yeah.
You can actually rewatch that on our channel because
Yes.
we were there announcing that game. So if you want to see these teams again, you can go back and rewatch our previous showing of that.
And you'll see me. I was in both of those games actually too, so.
Makes it even more fun.
Yeah.
All right, Killdeer jamming for Circle City Roller Derby, and Adderall is jamming for Cornfed Roller Derby. We've got visitors to the box already this early in the jam. As Killdeer is getting out to grab that lead jammer status, Addie has passed the start of Boggs, and a knee pad just went flying into the crowd, but Boggs is now, I think that was a successful pass, so Boggs is now going to be the jammer for Cornfed as Killdeer comes through to score the first points on the board for Circle City. Boggs is also out, so let's see what Killdeer's going to do, if they're going to try to hit it and quit it, or if they're going to run this jam. They're going to hit it and quit it. Oh, Kimbo, I can already tell you are going to have a hard time announcing and not cheering.
Yes.
It's hard.
I've done better since I announced yesterday, muting myself, but I'll make sure that if I do cheer, I do not cheer directly into the microphone.
We usually try here at Derby Date Night to just cheer for good Derby.
Yes.
I try to cheer for both teams, and my voice does get a little bit more excited when I see good Derby, but it can be hard when you have, love for a specific team.
Right, and after skating for so many years, you know so many of the skaters on a lot of the local teams, so
Yep.
I see Boggs doing great things and Daisy doing great things, but then also skaters from CCRD doing great things, so it's like all the Derby, all the fields.
Yep. Executioner getting lead jammer status there, so Cornfed will control this jam. Lego Blocks is jamming for Circle City and looking to try and find some space and get out as Executioner's coming in on her first scoring pass. Finds a little space on the inside and scores those 4 points.
Lego Blocks really just trying to find their way through that really tough Cornfed wall.
Executioner approaching the pack again on a second scoring pass and just dives through the middle. I don't know how. Coming through with 4 more points as I'm noticing Lego Blocks has the star off and in their hand, so maybe deciding to pass that to the pivot as Executioner is slowed down as they are engaging the pack. Is that Pure Polly who just took that star pass?
And in case you couldn't hear the Cornfed coach yelling call.
That's our coach, Kent. He is quite loud, and you can definitely hear when it's time to call it when Kent is yelling. Kent is joined on the bench by Coach JJ, who is currently in an amazing corn dress. It is literally covered in corn cobs, and she looks flipping adorable. Tell me a little bit about who's coaching for CCRD today.
CCRD, yep. So we have Coach Eric Hillman. He joined in this year as our head coach. He actually has been one of the head coaches for IJRD for quite a while now. He was actually part of their board when I was coaching for IJRD and then took over when COVID happened. So that's our head coach. We've got Crash bench coaching, helping with stats. We've got Vivi bench coaching. Vivi is so insightful on blocking and all the things dealing with blocking. And then we've also got Toy Box that is helping with just making sure the right skaters are going out and the lineup for the blockers.
So we've got Misadventure and Battison, and I just love watching Battison skate. She's just a joy out there and always seems to be having fun. I mean, just then she did not make it through on the initial and was being recycled and was like, woo, and just having a great time. Misadventure is on a scoring pass right now, so we'll be earning points, and both jammers, and we're seeing a repeat of this match we just saw about a month ago. These walls are tough. This is going to be slow, and it is going to be hard for these. This is going to be a hard fight for these jammers to get every single point.
I think it's a good thing that this is the last game for both teams because they're going to be tired.
And they're going to put it all out there. Misadventure losing that lead jammer status, going to the box, so this jam will go the full 2 minutes. There was a star pass to Serotonin, who will now be the jammer for Circle City. I don't think I've seen Serotonin with the star on yet this tournament.
Serotonin tends to be a pivot, but a lot of times services are not necessarily needed, but when needed, she can do what she's supposed to do. Unfortunately, I believe Serotonin just got a low block and is headed to the penalty box.
As Misadventure's coming out, the blockers are going to have a chance to reset and figure out what their strategy is for a Cornfed power jam, but only 1 second. So that means we're going to start this next jam with a power jam for Cornfed. Did you see how was Serotonin already in the box?
I'm not sure.
I'm trying to figure out when the 30 seconds started.
I'm not sure if Serotonin had sat down by the time the whistle had blown. Okay. But you had mentioned in the previous game the penalty does not start until they sit in the seat. So if they get into the penalty box and they're standing or they're on a knee, their time does not start until
they sit.
Pockets hit the chair.
At least that was the knowledge when I played pre-COVID. So if anything has changed, you can correct me in the chat, but that's what I know what it used to be. Because I took that advice a little too seriously, and then for a while I was literally having to then be, because I was in such a hurry that I was then a little wild coming in, and so then I had to re-correct because I went a little too much, and I was at danger of knocking chairs over because I was in such a hurry.
Well, as a jammer, you do need to get to that penalty box as quick as possible because you are the one scoring points for your team. So when you're not on the track, your team does not get to score. So a lot of times you will see the jammers really hurry to get to the penalty box. But in general, if you get a penalty, you get to the box, you serve your time, and you get back on the track as soon as you can.
Anytime off the track is time you cannot be scoring points.
Or helping your teammates, so absolutely. Yes.
It looks like Serotonin having a conversation with Melody Mayhem, who is jam reffing. So not sure exactly what they're conversing about.
It looks to me like Serotonin might be receiving 2 penalties, one for the low block, possibly another for insubordination. I know there was some hesitation in getting off the track. I do know, just one thing I've talked about with some of our refs, we have some of the best refs, Ogre and Bambi, that we can ask a lot of our questions to. They are actually reffing at the Arch Rivalry right now, but they have said if you make eye contact, even if your name is said incorrectly or your number or your color, if you make eye contact with that ref, letting them know that you comprehend that you have got that penalty and you don't leave, you will get insubordination.
The other thing that's been happening a lot in this tournament is that skaters have been getting those insubordination calls, and they are thinking that it's because they didn't hear it. But what's happening is a lot of the skaters have been continuing to stay on track as they are headed to the penalty box. And when you get a penalty, you need to immediately do whatever you can to get off of the track and then proceed towards the penalty box. And so that is a reason why some of the skaters this weekend have gotten those insubordination calls. It's not necessarily because of it took a minute to respond or, like it took them a second. It's because they're staying on the track as they are trying to exit.
And I'm seeing in the chat, Strader and Shauna, I see your hey Kimbo, what's up?
This is also a tournament. This is a B-level tournament, so this is not necessarily, an all-star game where everybody's putting it all out. As much as I would like to say we are, Rose City or Arch or Denver, we're not that level, and some of these teams are even our B teams, and so these are a lot of skaters who are just getting their feet wet. Many of these skaters, this is their very first tournament, and so this is not a let's we're not super cutthroat here. We're talking about corn. We're making corn jokes all day. We're having fun, and we are learning about Derby, and hopefully everybody leaves this tournament having learned something.
Yeah, and Derby skaters, everyone starts somewhere. You don't just jump on the track and are amazing. I mean, that might happen with some people, but that is usually the exception. So, starting at these B-level tournaments, even C-level tournaments, we want these skaters to be able to develop their skills so that, they might be able to go play at B Cup or even, someday possibly champs, something like that. So these smaller tournaments do give these skaters that might not have had that opportunity before. I think it's great to see the growth. Even just from Circle City, we've got a couple of newer skaters that are absolutely crushing it, that this is their first season.
Absolutely. Watching these skaters come out of COVID, I've seen so many new skaters who did not skate prior to COVID really coming up as some stars of their teams, and that's been really nice to see. We've got Addie jamming for Cornfed Roller Derby and Bibbidi Bobbidi Boom for Circle City. Addie coming out with that lead jammer status for Cornfed. Bibbidi Bobbidi Boom just needs to get past Spinelli and Grizz. Stretching that pack out as much as they can. Addie entering the pack on a scoring pass. Finding a little bit of offense from Spinelli, but the Circle City blockers were ready. Addie deciding to call it before Boom can come in and score any points.
I love seeing the blockers being careful to not get that forearm penalty, making sure that if they are going to make that hit, they tuck those arms, because they use that forearm, they're going to go get a 30-second break in that penalty box.
All right, so chat, earlier we had people watching from the bathtub and the beach. Where are you watching from today? Because those of you rooting for Muncie skaters, I'm assuming you're not in Muncie, because if you were, you would be here. And we've got some indie people, and I know we've got family members and friends who are all over the place. So would love to hear where you're watching from today. We're watching from the track.
We are.
Track side.
Track side
If
view.
we were on the track, that would be a problem.
I think that might be a hazard. They might have to call the jam on that.
They would be like, Derby date night, we know that we know you, we love you, but get off the track. you can't be that close.
Geared up. What are you doing?
I'm literally in flip-flops. That would really not be a good idea.
You're on the track. Jammer, how are you feeling right now?
Could you imagine trackside interviews? Okay, you are in the box. What are you thinking?
Get that mic out of my face.
Alexecutioner jamming for Cornfed Roller Derby. Marie Fury has got the star for Circle City, but they have the star in their hand, so they will maybe be looking for a pivot or maybe not. We'll have to see. Pivot's not even out on the track, though, I don't think, so going to be pretty hard to pass. Alexa coming through on a scoring pass, getting pushed to the inside there.
We've got Jaja Stabor headed to the penalty box for a directional hit.
Jaja knew immediately on that one.
As blockers, we make a bad hit. A lot of times we do know, especially if it's directional, we know.
Sometimes we don't. I never did. I had no flippin' awareness and would be like, oh, yeah, I did that.
Alexecutioner is doing a great job using those lines.
Absolutely. Wanda is doing her favorite move, which is just recycling. I am going to push you out and pull you back, and that is a tough thing to contend with.
I don't know why this happens, but jammers see a blocker backwards, and it's almost like they're a magnet. They're drawn to that blocker's chest, and I was like, why?
And it's like you have to train yourself as a jammer to look for that space. How do you look for the space instead of for...
Yeah.
But and what Wanda does, though, being backwards there, that is, it's... You have to be really brave if you're going to give your chest, because we were talking about back blocks in the last game, and you cannot go at somebody right in between those shoulder blades. But if you turn around and you give somebody their chest, that is all open ground, and a jammer looks at that, and they are allowed to come in and just, they can send you flying.
I see it happen almost every game. Jammer drops that shoulder, gets right up under that rib cage, and that blocker, if they're not steady on their feet, they are going down.
Yep. Okay, we have a timeout happening, and we've been working on learning the signals. So is this an official timeout, or is this a team timeout? I know the answer, but I'm going to have you tell the chat what we're seeing here.
I want to say this is a team timeout taken by Circle City. I think they are taking a timeout to calm down, get collected,
Yep.
I obviously have experience here with Circle City, and I can see that things are getting a little hectic. They're getting a little frazzled, so they are probably just taking this time out to collect, get in their headspace, and calm down.
And that's not just Circle City. I notice in almost every game this whole tournament, somebody takes a timeout within like those first 5 jams. And I think you will probably see it during the championship game. What I've loved watching South Bend do is they take a timeout, and then I literally watch them do breathing exercises and just literally breathing to calm down.
Their coach, Bon Appetit, is very good about team morale and building and keeping them positive. And if you know anything about Bon Appetit, that is her to a T. So
Bona's my former teammate, and I just adore her, and it's been a delight to watch her grow as a coach. Killdeer jamming for Circle City Roller Derby, and Miss Adventure jamming for Cornfed. Miss Adventure coming out with that lead jammer status, but Killdeer is not far behind, and this is going to be a race to see. Killdeer is definitely trying to force Ed to call it, which is exactly what happens. Well, we've got a few people listening to us in the car as they are driving. Azzy is, according to her, forever late. So, Azzy, we will see you soon. So, on her way. And Tailfeather is driving home from JRDA playoffs.
And I see a hey from Tiny. Hi, Tiny.
Lego Blocks jamming for Circle City, and Adderall for Cornfed out to a pretty quick lead jammer status there with one Circle City blocker in the box there.
Adderall taking advantage of 4 being open and tiptoes right through that to get lead.
Lego contending with Boggs and Wanda, trying to get through. Lego is out of the pack. Addie is, as she's falling. Jammers have such great awareness, falling and calling the jam at the same time. I can only do one.
We do have Beauty and the Beastly for Circle City in the penalty box, I believe on a forearm. The bench is calling one blocker off since we are only allowed to have 3 since one is in the box. Circle City starting one blocker down.
Executioner jamming for Cornfed, and Battison for Circle City. Oh, please play to the crowd. Yes, she does. I love how Battison plays to the crowd
energy.
when a lead jammer is obtained by Circle City and by Battison.
Nice hit by Daisy Doom, but Batty stays on her skates.
Addison, in the meantime, is headed to the box right now. So, where is the star right now?
The star is over here in it looks like turn 2 on the ground in the ref lane.
Okay. The pivot is back by the star, but not looking like they're going to pick it up. So what that means is when Alexa, I'm guessing that Alexa is still the jammer of record. So when Alexa gets out of the box, she's going to probably skate to where that jammer star is to pick that up before she starts jamming again.
Yes. So technically, Grizz could hold on to the star, but since it would not be a legal pass, they would just essentially be holding it for a executioner. So honestly, that placement is great because if you put it on the track, Circle City can actually line up around it and block the helmet cover, which is
and we just saw that on the screen. We just saw Alexa go through and grab that, pick it up. So that was, I don't know if that was intentional by Cornfed, but that was pretty smart to keep that, kind of just out of the way so that Alexa could grab it when she came back.
We've had a lot of issues this season with helmet covers falling off of our jammers, which I don't think I've had as many as we've had this season in my entire Derby career. So we've had a lot of conversations with refs on what is legal, what is not legal in terms of the helmet cover, what should we do, what should we not do. So
when I skated, I know a lot of people had either hockey helmets or 888. Have the helmets changed, or is that still the typical helmet? Oh, Battison. Hyping up the crowd and well-deserved. Battison has scored 12 points so far in this jam.
So a lot of people, there are helmets that are required. You have to have one that is certified, but you see a lot of the S1 helmets, which S1's a big Derby sponsor in the Derby community. Hockey helmets, you don't have to quite worry about with hockey helmets, the tri-glides, which are the little, what do you call those? Adjusters that make sure the helmets stay tight.
Yeah,
because now,
I remember
with
that.
the S1 and the 888 helmets, they've got the little tri-glides, and if those are not at your earlobes, you can earn a penalty for that. So hockey helmets, you don't have to worry about those.
Misadventure grabbing a lead jammer status, but Bibbidi Bobbidi Boom is not far behind. Also reminding you that we do not have any sponsors for Derby Date Night. We just talk about people and brands, and we're just going to support everybody here. For now, if you'd like to sponsor us, I don't even know how that would work. So reach out. We'll talk.
It looks like Bibbidi Bobbidi Boom is headed to the penalty box for a low block.
You looked very concerned for a second. There was a lot of thinking happening.
There was a lot of falling happening before Bibbidi Bobbidi Boom had fallen, so I'm not sure they were the cause of the low block, but I defer to the referee.
So we are going to start this next jam as a power jam for Cornfed. Adderall is jamming for Cornfed, and Bibbidi Bobbidi Boom will be waiting in the penalty box. Everybody's just, I'm not seeing any walls being formed here. Oh, there we go. Addie able to get through there. A little bit of resetting from both Cornfed and Circle City. Kimbo taking a break from Derby Date Night commentary to coach.
My apologies.
I love it. I think it would be so hard if I was an active skater for my team. I do not think I would be able to do this.
I'm having some serious FOMO right now because I dislocated my ankle last Saturday playing a co-ed mixer, and I was supposed to be playing this weekend, but resting my ankle is a better choice. But I'm having some. Yeah. It's hard to sit here and watch when I know that could be me out there on the track helping my teammates. So.
Well, Addie calling that jam after scoring 8 points there. Score is 43 Cornfed to 21 Circle City.
Not going to announce it, but those of you listening, if you look in the chat, you might see a comment that we might be laughing at.
Now, see, Cornfed, we may be corn, and so we might have some kernels that could get kicked. What does Circle City have? I mean, we can't, we can grind the diamonds into...
Grind the gears, maybe?
Because Circle City is like diamonds,
We've got the brass knuckles and the big diamond, but... Okay. Yeah, I don't...
So we could turn you into
tarnish
coal.
Our diamond, maybe?
Ooh, tarnishing. Let's tarnish those diamonds. I'm not sure. It doesn't work as well as kicking our kernels. Sirius is over here going, keep working. We're going to have to workshop this one. Killdeer is lead jammer for Circle City. Executioner is jamming for Cornfed. Here are those walls.
Oh, we got some penalties being called on Cornfed, just enough to let Killdeer get through while they're trying to figure out who the penalty was on. Jaja Stabor for Circle City coming out of the box to come help her teammates.
Killdeer coming through on the inside line, finding some space to score 4 points for Circle City. Alexa still working through that initial.
It looks like that timeout might have been good for Circle City. They seem a little bit more collected together than they were before.
Another penalty called on a Cornfed skater, and we now have rookie blockers for Cornfed out there doing their best to slow Killdeer down and doing a pretty good job, if I say so myself.
Doing a great job.
I know it was always scary whenever you look at the other blockers that are out there and you realize you're new, they're new. Where did the veterans go? Wanda coming out of the penalty box and taking a pass and is now the jammer for Cornfed. Killdeer calls the jam, but not before scoring 12 points on that jam to bring that lead a little bit less of a big lead. So Cornfed 47, Circle City 33.
And a funny story about Wanda. Yesterday when I was announcing, their coach, Danny Mack, had actually marked off Karma Kazi as being skating. So we were announcing, and I knew it wasn't Wanda, but Karma had been marked off. And so there was the constant, I'm not Wanda, or I'm not Karma.
Karma and Wanda are two of my very best friends, and they have shirts that say not Wanda and not Karma.
I love it.
Lego Blocks getting lead jammer status for Circle City. And Misadventure also able to get out of the pack, about half a track behind Lego Blocks.
Lego calls the jam before Misadventure can get through for any points. Lego getting 3 points. This is going to be a very good game.
Oh,
I can already tell this is just going to be a great game.
Well, Cornfed's getting a chance here because they probably are still smarting a little bit from that win a few weeks ago and want to return the favor.
Battison on the line for Circle City. I believe Adderall for Cornfed. We've got a forearm being issued to a Circle City blocker.
And Adderall is going to be your lead jammer for Cornfed. Is that a star pass to Battison? No, Battison she is the jammer.
Little
I love
shimmy.
her little shakes.
Daisy Doom laughing at Battison's
And it worked
shimmy.
because as Daisy Doom was
it.
laughing, Battison just stepped right around.
And we had some jammer on jammer action up there on turn 3.
Battison is living her best life, and I love it.
Batty has more energy than a kid who has eaten a whole bag of gummy bears right after they woke up.
Love it. Ooh, 51 points for Cornfed. You know what that means. It's time for our Father's Day dad jokes. What's the best thing about Switzerland? I don't know, but the flag is a big plus.
I think their flag is red and white with a red plus
is.
on it. It's like it's the opposite of the Red Cross sign, I think.
Absolutely. I actually have that flag on my Letterman jacket from high school because I spent a year in Switzerland as an exchange
nice.
student. Random Switzerland connection.
And Boom calls the jam before, I believe, Misadventure gets through for any points. 4 more points for Circle City. The score is now 40 Circle City, 51 Cornfed, with just about 9 minutes left in this first half.
We're falling apart over here. I'm sorry. I just went to drink my water, which did not have a cap on it when I set it down, but Sirius had put the cap on it. So I literally went to drink my water with the cap on it.
Well, you have a whole table of electronics, so the cap on the water might be something to have, but
Sirius definitely takes care of me. I think we're sensing a theme. I was a little bit just doing whatever I wanted when I was a skater. I'm doing whatever I want as an announcer. Regardless,
as he puts the lid back on your water.
Just like Batty, I am always having fun. Misadventure and Marie Fury are your jammers. Misadventure coming out with that lead jammer status.
Marie Fury almost out and then sucked back into that pack. That is the worst feeling as a jammer, to be so close and then yet so far away. Serotonin taking the pass.
Misadventure entering the pack on a scoring pass.
1 to beat. Serotonin gets past one hit Wanda and is now coming around to score some points for Circle City.
Misadventure being forced to recycle.
Nice little shoulder tap there by Wanda on Serotonin to the inside.
We've got a little bit under 8 minutes left in this first half, 40 to 55. Cornfed's currently winning, but as we know, because we both know these teams very well, this is absolutely anyone's game.
I think any game within 30 points, even maybe a little bit more, because, some teams might not be a first half team. They take halftime and come back and just,
100%.
Completely dominate. So like you said, it could be anyone's game at this point. And I do think both these teams, in terms of the level of skater, are very well matched. This is a very well matched bout.
Killdeer jamming for Circle City, and Daisy Doom is jamming for Cornfed. Neither jammer has established lead jammer status yet. That is a low block that's going to be called on Spinelli. And Killdeer takes that opportunity to grab that lead jammer status. Daisy, seeing an opportunity on the inside line, is able to get out of the pack. Killdeer coming around on a scoring pass. Is able to get through. Wait. Yep, able to get through. Daisy approaching the pack, eligible to score points.
Looks like CCRD's coach is telling Killdeer to run it. Killdeer coming up for another pass, hoping to get 4 more points for Circle City.
So as we run down this clock and talk about teams being a second half team, I think with Derby, this is a game where conditioning is really important. And a lot of times teams come out real strong in that first half, and when you get to the second half, you get a little tired, sometimes a little bit more sloppy. And so that's where I think you see some teams coming out as that second half team. And a lot of times it might come down to conditioning. Ooh.
And Spinelli is going back to the penalty box for another forearm.
And Killdeer takes another opportunity to grab another 4 points. If Killdeer can score 2 more points here, we're going to get another dad joke because the Circle City is going to go over 50. Big hit from Debbie Darko. Her hits are so rough. Daisy pushing and trying her best to get out, and that jam is called. Called, or did it go all the way to the end?
And Circle City hit the 50-point mark.
Where do you learn to make a banana split? Sunday school. And what
Is
has
that blasphemous? That might be blasphemous.
I'm not sure.
I don't know.
There were a lot of ice cream parties in Sunday school in my history.
It's a dad joke. If you can't take a dad joke,
yeah.
Where are you at?
So, Dad, did you get a haircut? No, I got them all cut.
It's true.
And what has more letters than the alphabet? The post office. Well, on that groan-inducing joke, Lego Blocks was able to grab lead jammer status for Circle City. Adderall is jumping and tiptoeing her way through, trying to get out of the pack, and passes the star to Spinelli, who will now be the jammer for Circle City, but Lego calls it, and we will reset for another jam. We got about 4 minutes left in this period.
Looks like we've got Battison to the line for Circle City, going up against, I'm not sure who Cornfed's jammer is. They seem to be tucked behind the pack a little bit. I think we've got Misadventure as Cornfed's jammer, but I'm not positive. Don't quote me on that. And Battison is your lead jammer. Nice hit on Boggs, able to get through that last line of defense. Boggs takes the helmet cover, for a star pass.
I love it when Boggs jams. She doesn't love jamming, but I love watching her jam so much.
And Boggs through on the inside. Not sure if Boggs got any points, but
let's see.
We know Battison got 3. We're still waiting. I'm not sure.
Are they consulting? I don't think she did, but it was beautiful. It was beautiful.
Nothing better for a jammer than getting through untouched.
Absolutely. All right, lining up for Circle City is Bibbidi Bobbidi Boom, and One Hit Wanda lining up for Cornfed Roller Derby.
Bippity Boppity Boom pushing up front is now your lead jammer, followed very closely by One Hit Wanda.
2 minutes left in this period. Let's see. These are those opportunities where there could be a lead change. There could be nothing. We're going to see.
Boom recycled to the inside, but calls it.
Both jammers confidently putting up their hands, showing 0 points for either jammer.
It's the effort that counts.
That was great effort. That was a great effort. But I also think Boom made the right decision there. Like, I'm going to hope I get something, but if I don't, I'd rather prevent Cornfed. Like, this is a 5-point game at this point. Like, we're going to be in point protection mode right now.
Bibbidi Boppidi Boom has, like, this innate skill to make their skates about as, like, 2 inches wide, and they can get through on the inside line. It's crazy. I watch them do it all the time. I'm like, how do you do that? It's like from Harry Potter when that double-decker bus gets real skinny and then all of a sudden comes out. I'm like, how? How does she do that?
Circle City Killdeer out for lead jammer as we go. We're less than a minute and a half until the end of this half, and Killdeer is going to try and help Circle City here because
we have an illegal star pass.
Oh, dear. So the pivot, Grizz, is needing to give the star back to Misadventure, but then Misadventure hands it right back to Grizz. So now that pass is legal, Grizz is now the jammer for Cornfed and will be chasing Killdeer down. This is a 1-point game right now. Killdeer trying to score points. Here comes Grizz. Oh, no. Killdeer just got a penalty and is headed to the box right as Circle City was about to take the lead. Grizz is coming in. We have 41 seconds left in the period and 50-something left in the jam, so this could be the last jam of the half. Grizz is going to try to seize on this opportunity and grab as many points as they can. This jam, this is going to be the last jam because no one can call it.
That's true. This is a full 2-minute jam. Yeah, Killdeer went to the penalty box for a back block.
Killdeer is standing and will be coming back in. We still have a 5-point game. At this point, I have no idea who's going to be leading in 10 seconds.
And Killdeer comes out from the box, ready to hit this Cornfed wall.
And that is the end of the period, but not the end of the jam. We've still got 20 seconds left here.
We have a clockwise block being called there on Misadventure. I might have said that before they even called it.
I think you might have. Killdeer through for 4 points there. Grizz getting recycled. We have a 1-point game. Circle City 65, Cornfed 66, and that is the end of the jam and the end of the half. Woo!
Grizz getting 4 more points for Cornfed.
So we are going into the half still at a 5-point game. This is anybody's game, as we've been saying this whole time. Cornfed 70, Circle City Roller Derby 65. We're going to take a little break. Both teams are definitely going to strategize and think about things during intermission. And coming back out, we will see what happens. And welcome back to Derby Date Night Tournament Edition. You are joining us for the second half of our Cornfed versus Circle City 5th place game at the Smalltown Smackdown Tournament of Champions. We have been having just a great time. I'm here with Kimbo Slicer from Circle City, and we are at a 5-point game here. Addie coming out to grab that lead jammer status as we come out of the half. And we have got Killdeer, who is jamming for Circle City. We did start with a couple blockers in the box. As if you're in the box at the end of the first half, you're going to start there at the beginning of the second half.
Looks like we got Boggs headed to the box on a penalty. Not sure what that penalty was, but Killdeer is now out on their initial pass. Good block by Rowe on Addie. Storm on the inside, knocking Addie in, and Addie decides to call the jam.
We are going to start the next jam with only 2 blockers from Cornfed out on the track, as we've got a couple blockers. We've got Wanda and Boggs waiting in the box, so...
Not necessarily a good thing for Cornfed, but I will say for Circle City, that's...
Cornfed up by 8. It's a potential opportunity here for Circle City to maybe grab lead jammer. It looks like Lego Blocks is lining up for Circle City. Alexecutioner will be jamming for Cornfed.
Cornfed putting up a very good defense with just those 2 blockers. Lego doing a little spin move, trying to get around. Spinelli doing a great job.
This is some tough. Great job, Debbie and Spinelli working together to hold Lego for as long as they can. Wanda coming in out of the box, providing some offensive help for Alexa. Lego Blocks is able to get out as lead jammer. Alexa passing the star to Boggs. Sneaky pass there. Boggs will now be the jammer for Cornfed. Lego approaching the pack is going to try to score some points, and is going to call it before Boggs can score any points of their own. That was a masterclass in roller derby. That entire jam. Everybody was doing, like, the strategy, you could see it. It was executed so well. Everybody was doing amazing things.
I mean, even down to Boggs coming out of the box and positioning themselves to get that star pass was poster. I mean, it was perfect.
Well, and Lego was really just one skater at a time. Mm-hmm. They were really working to get out. Wanda coming out of the box, providing that offensive help. It was beautiful.
And Battison is your lead jammer.
Oh, no.
Batty got a track cut.
And gives us an aw shucks as she is headed to the box.
We've got Daisy Doom jamming for Cornfed.
And Daisy will be headed to the penalty box, and is continuing to skate on the track, which I'm guessing, we were talking about that earlier, is going to mean 2 penalties for Daisy Doom. So Daisy will sit in the box, and Battison will stand, but I think Daisy's going to be there for a little while. So this could be an opportunity for Battison to score some points for Circle City.
So depending on how they do this, it looks like Daisy Doom's only being given 1 penalty. So
okay, great.
She will sit the same amount of time that Battison had sat, but this will be a 2-minute jam.
And we have 1 minute of those 2 minutes still left.
Daisy entering the pack up against Pure Polly and row him over.
Daisy is so hard to hold. I mean, Daisy is just pure brute strength here and is just going to go through, and Daisy is out and will now be trying to get... No, she can't get Batty to call it.
Nope.
We're
full
just
2 minutes.
Full 2 minutes. We are just trying to score points, which Batty does, getting those 4 points. And here comes Daisy. Now, both jammers, if they do get tired, they could pass the star if they choose to. Doesn't look like either one has any intention of doing that, though.
I did see a jersey whip on there. I'm not sure who it was.
That was Goldie providing Daisy with a jersey whip assist. And Daisy getting around Pure Polly, who's pointing at the line. But Daisy is out and clear to get those 4 points. In the meantime, I'm looking for Battison out there. We're at a 3-point game right now. Just mentioning.
Battison breaking those arms.
And how many points was Battison able to grab there?
I was almost anticipating a multiplayer, but it looked like they dropped their arms in time before they got that call.
Ooh, we have a lead change.
Woo woo!
Circle City is now at 78 to Cornfed 77. I'm going to have heart palpitations.
We said this was going to be a good game. Not only a good game, this is going to be a great game.
This is fabulous. All right. Bibbidi Bobbidi Boom jamming for Circle City. Adderall jamming for Cornfed. Neither one out. These teams know. They know. Great job, Severina Slammer, with the assist from her teammate to get that jammer out. These are newer skaters.
Boggs providing some much-needed offense for Adderall to get out of the pack and get lead jammer.
Adderall is lead, and Boom is out of the pack as well. So let's see what Addie's going to do.
Nice hip by Frau Blocker. Beautiful hit.
Frau did a great job there. Another lead change. Cornfed 79, Circle City 78. If we do this every other jam, this is just fun.
If this was a drinking game, this would just be such a bad idea.
And we would be really sick.
Yes, very sick. Not if it's water, though.
True. And water is what we need because it is hot in here. Executioner jamming for Cornfed. Marie Fury for Circle City. Executioner is your lead jammer. Marie has that star off, and they are looking for Pure Poly. Spinelli, watching that with a close eye, was ready to block Pure Poly as soon as she took that star. Executioner coming into the pack on a scoring pass here.
I will say Pure Poly was very smart not to grab that helmet cover from from Marie Fury while she was down on her knees. So in order to pass the helmet cover, you must be upright and inbound. So Poly was smart not to grab that helmet cover.
All right, Alexa has a watchful eye on that pack as Pure Poly has gone to the back of the pack and has been recycled and is re-engaging again with that Cornfed pack.
Looks like Spinelli's got Poly's number. They are just fighting it out. Spinelli recycling Poly back again.
Poly and Spinelli both have that traditional move of being able to push somebody out and bring them back.
Yes.
So they both know each other because they have a very similar style with that move.
It's so funny that Poly uses that all the time, and now it's being used against her.
Right now, in this, it's just stopped. Everyone has stopped moving as the Executioner is pushed to the outside. Is that Frau Blocker again?
I think that was Killer Queen with the hit that time.
Or was it Fearless Fairy? I think that might have been.
It might have been Fearless
everybody's
Fairy.
Doing amazing. We're ending that jam with Cornfed 86, Circle City 82. 4-point game.
And another lead change.
Okay, there's a suggestion to take a shot every time there's a penalty. That will well hydrate me. If we take those water shots every time there's a penalty, I think that's more hydration than lead changes.
Yes. But the penalty box is empty as we go into this next jam. It looks like we've got Daisy jamming for Cornfed and Killdeer for Circle City.
This is so slow. These walls are so tough.
And Killdeer is your lead jammer as Cornfed is called out of play out front.
That jammer star is off. Boggs has grabbed that from Daisy.
And we have a track cut on Boggs, so this will be a power jam for Killdeer.
Killdeer is on a scoring pass here, so eligible to score points for every Cornfed blocker's hips that they pass. And that will be 4 points right there.
I almost yelled, sit on Wanda.
So the current score is 86-86. We have a tie, but not for long because I believe Killdeer is scoring some more points here. I've seen her pass at least 2 hips and is going to try to get all 4 before Boggs returns from the penalty box. Killdeer is still lead jammer, so could call the jam if they decide to.
Boggs busting through Circle City's arms for 4 points. Killdeer gets through for another 4 and calls the jam.
Boggs actually did not get 4 points there because Daisy was still on her initial when the star was passed.
Okay.
So Boggs was not able to score
So
points
Boggs
there.
is still making their initial.
Which means we have another lead change.
Another one.
Circle City 90, Cornfed 86.
I feel like DJ Khaled here. It's another one.
This is so exciting.
Looks like we have Lego blocks going up against, I think that's Adderall for Cornfed.
I love it. The whistle blows and no one moves because these walls are so strong. Addie finding some space on that outside line to come out as lead jammer for Cornfed. Lego blocks getting some assistance from her blockers, trying to pull this pack apart as Addie enters the pack and is being forced out and being recycled by Pure Polly with that signature move we were talking about.
Looks like, not sure what is happening, but someone is being called on something.
I think we're just checking on things for safety. We're going to have a little bit of an injury timeout. I think what happened there, and this is something that can happen in any game, is I believe that a ref witnessed a helmet hitting floor, and
Yes.
whenever a helmet hits floor, we are going to stop, regardless of if the skater is like, I'm fine, I didn't hit, because sometimes I know there were times that I would hit, and it doesn't feel like you did. Like maybe you don't even realize that your head hit the floor, but if a ref is going to say, nope, we're stopping, because we're going to make sure that you're okay, because head injuries are no joke, and it's something that we're going to take very seriously.
No, I do know concussion protocol is a very big thing. Like I said, we've mentioned safety before. It's all about skater safety and well-being, and we want to make sure that we are doing what we can to keep these skaters safe. So better safe than sorry.
Absolutely. I know skaters I've skated with in the past who their derby careers have ended because of too many concussions,
Yes.
and it is brains are nothing to joke around with, and we have a very physical sport, but we want to make sure that everybody's noggins stay nice and healthy, and that skater is walking off on their own recognizance.
Yes.
Using big words today, and we're glad that they're doing okay.
Yeah. And with all of the research that they've been doing with, football and concussions and things like that, I mean, you got to take care of yourself.
Have you heard about this concussion collar, I think it is?
I have not. I know that they wear those collars in NASCAR after that big Dale Earnhardt accident, but
when I was in Fort Wayne to do a live stream, they were telling me that there's one being developed for that the NFL is using for football, and I think that Derby might be considering doing something like that
Adopting
to help.
something.
While I was talking, Battison got lead jammer for Circle City, and Alexecutioner is the jammer for Cornfed.
My only concern
that
with
was beautiful right there. Battison
That was
sailing
gorgeous.
through
Yeah.
without getting touched. I think what happened there was Cornfed was trying to play some offense, and Battison saw the opening and said, I'll take that. Thank you very much.
path of least resistance.
Boggs is now the jammer again, as the star has been passed.
My only concern about using some sort of concussion collar would be, would it inhibit the movement so that we could move and see?
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Looks like Battison scored 11 points there for Circle City.
And that is 101 points for Circle City, which means it's time for some more dad jokes. I got carded at a liquor store, and my Blockbuster card fell out. The cashier said, never mind.
What's Blockbuster?
Exactly.
No, I'm joking.
They know you're at least 21 if you got a Blockbuster card falling out of your wallet. Also, change the cards in your wallet. I think there is one Blockbuster left. There was a Netflix show.
There was. I remember. I know what you're talking about.
We've got One Hit Wanda jamming for Cornfed and Bibbidi Bobbidi Boom jamming for Circle City. Wanda getting pushed to the outside.
And Bibbidi Bobbidi Boom is through for lead jammer. Big cheer coming from the Circle City bench.
One Hit Wanda noticing Spinelli as the pivot, passes that jammer star. Bibbidi Bobbidi Boom entering the pack on their scoring pass. Spinelli coming around, hoping to grab some points. Big hit.
And we have a track cut on Bibbidi Bobbidi Boom. It looked like they were hit to the inside and started to call and stepped back on the track in front of the blocker that had knocked them out.
Spinelli is grabbing some points there, taking this opportunity of a power jam to try and get another lead change. She's going to need to score 11 more points in order to do that. Bibbidi Bobbidi Boom is standing in the penalty box. So less than 10 seconds left.
Nice job by Killer Queen and Row 'em Over holding Spinelli back.
There are 30 seconds left in this jam. Bibbidi Bobbidi Boom is out of the box. No one can call this jam. Spinelli has gotten through for 4 more points. Bibbidi Bobbidi Boom entering the pack to try and start scoring some points. Is through for 4 points of her own. Spinelli entering the pack.
Up against Row 'em Over. Nice little
And
spin move
4
to
more
the
points for
outside.
Spinelli. Here comes Bibbidi Bobbidi Boom to see if she can respond with 4 points.
Spinelli is just so graceful on those outside lines. Just, it looks effortless.
As that jam ends, Circle City is at 107, Cornfed 98. We have us a 9-point game. That took me way too long. You're a math teacher. I should have you do the math. Every time I don't know, I know you've said you've listened to Derby Date Night before. Every time I try to do math and I start the sentence, I look at Sirius and he just shakes his head at me because he's like, really, you're going to try this again? You know this is not going to go well.
You know how this is going to end.
I also do play Dungeons and Dragons, and I get made fun of by my teammates who make fun of me for counting on my fingers.
All right, so we've got a star pass right off the line to Boggs. Boggs is not lead jammer. Killdeer is your lead jammer.
That was a beautiful star pass at the beginning to Boggs, which they gave up lead jammer by doing that.
Oh, no.
Boggs is headed to the penalty box. Killdeer on 1 foot. Beautiful ability to stay in here while stretching the pack out. Is free. Just so you all know, Kimbo's not speaking right now because this is very stressful. So
if you could see me, you would see my hands over the mic and my head as far away from it as possible.
Beautiful. 666 from Circle City doing this
Beauty and the Beastly.
Oh, that was gorgeous. Doing some amazing offense for Killdeer.
We got a Shanana Jam.
Shanana Jam. We are going to, I'm using that from now on. We have got a switcheroo of jammers as Killdeer is sitting down. Boggs is standing up. I am so stressed out right now. Boggs entering that pack.
We are very vested in this game.
Woo! Boggs entering that pack, trying to score some points. We have 43 seconds left in this jam. We're going to go all the way till the end.
Circle City's 4-wall is holding Boggs back, but she gets through for 4 more points.
I believe Killdeer is standing, so will be released soon as Boggs approaches the pack again on another scoring pass.
It looks like we're going to have a back block on a Cornfed skater. Killdeer coming through, trying to get some more points on the board for Circle City.
Well, Boggs working to stretch that pack apart. Cornfed needing to focus on defense.
We've got Boggs trying to tiptoe on the inside, but we've got, who is that? Their
Killdeer got
serotonin is
through.
like, no thank you.
Whew. That was a fun jam.
2-minute jam. You know, they say in Derby you can do anything for 2 minutes. I'd like them to go out there and do a full 2-minute jam and then talk to us.
I like a good Shanana Jam. I'm totally stealing that. That's going to be a thing now.
That's a Circle City copyright, so that'll be $5.
Okay, so Battison already asked us to sponsor her. Now I'm getting $5 for using. I'm going to be broke by the end of this game with all the Circle City fees that I'm going to be paying at the end. Circle City, you all better be careful or you're going to end up with an honorary Circle City fan over here. I bleed blue and black with Cornfed, but you are definitely tugging at my heartstrings.
Hey, we're green and black, so you can be half.
Green is one of my favorite colors. For those who I mentioned earlier that my son is sick at home after working a 14-hour day today, he did just text a little bit ago saying he is feeling much better and is hydrating. And so I just want to do a shout out to OMG. LOL is, well, he's supposed to be helping take care of his older brother, but I think he's just playing Zelda. But he's been giving us updates, and both LOL and OMG and the dog are doing okay at home.
Looks like we've got Miss Adventure and Lego Blocks out jamming for their respective teams. And I'd like to say the crowd here right now for this game, I think, has been the biggest crowd that we have seen so far in this tournament. I don't know if they're filtering in for the championship game or just because both of these teams are local.
I think it might be a little bit of both.
Lego
Blocks was the lead jammer for that jam and called it before scoring any points. So that was a 0-point jam, and we still have a 10-point game.
With 12 minutes left.
I see a lot of green and black hearts in the chat for Circle City, so some support for our love for Circle City here. And Iron Ham from over in Hospitality is letting us know he hears Banana Jam and immediately thinks of Banana Jam.
Well, it's not Banana Jam, it's Shenana Jam, like shenanigans.
It is a Shenana Jam, but now I want to figure out what a Banana Jam would be because I think it's when everybody falls down.
Ooh, like
and that's going to be a Banana Jam. Stop.
And Spinelli is
another sticker
through on their initial pass, but Battison is our lead jammer. Battison looking to score some points. Woo. Nice hit on the side. Those jammers come in, and it is painful to
Great
catch one
awareness
of those
by
rib
Battison
catches.
there to call that as Spinelli was approaching the pack, protecting the 1 point, one very hard-earned point.
1 point at a time. And I will say, Battison, her track awareness to look at our coaches has gotten so much better. Before, she'd be like, I forgot to even look at the coach. And we just shake our heads at her. But she's doing a great job.
I think Battison and I might be spirit animals. 116-105, Circle City with an 11-point lead, which is why Battison's 1 point could definitely come into play. We only have 10 minutes left in this game, and every single point counts.
We've got a Cornfed skater, Daisy, going to the penalty box for a multiplayer, and Bibbidi Bobbidi Boom is your lead jammer.
Adderall is jamming for Cornfed and hoping for some offense from Boggs, is looking to potentially pass that star. And
Boom
it is
coming
passed.
in for some points.
So Boggs is out of the pack. Boom is on a scoring pass, is through for 4 points for Circle City, and calls the jam before Boggs can come around and score any points. Circle City doing a really good job of not only point protection, but also grabbing a couple points, but being super aware and not getting into any sort of a rhythm, because Cornfed is definitely doing a good job of just getting out and forcing them to call it. So,
and 15 points really is not that big of a lead. So it looks like we've got a team timeout for Cornfed. Everyone, I see the refs all taking time to hydrate in the middle here.
We should also do that as well, because
we've
got our waters, and we'll take a little hydration break as well. I think we might need stickers that say Banana Jam.
Banana Jam,
and then Shenana Jam.
And then, or you could have a Banana Jam and I could have a Menominat.
Oh, yes. A call and response sticker.
Yes.
And they fit together.
Yes. Like two little broken hearts, but it could be two parts of a banana.
That's amazing.
It also makes me think of the ring, ring, ring banana phone.
Yes.
Like bananas in pajamas. Now
Ring,
I'm
ring,
aging
ring,
myself,
ring,
but
ring,
I
ring.
don't care.
Banana phone. I shouldn't sing.
Ring, 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 banana phone.
I was yelling at Melody Mayhem earlier because she sings literally every other sentence, and so I had to keep warning her about copyright.
I see a double fairy support on our
woot woot.
On our chat. I see a right Kimbo with a question mark. I'm not sure what you mean, but yes, I am right. Thank you.
We got it. We got it. So this is so fun to watch. We got Coach Danny Mack in the chat today. He wasn't able to be here, but he is watching. We've got so much support for both teams here, and so Cornfed's taking a minute to reset. We're going to see what they come out with. 15 points. This could go any direction. We are under 10 minutes left.
My heart is
game.
racing right now.
Mine too. And it's not just the caffeine.
I mean, I did have a double shot Starbucks espresso, the can, and then also a Starbucks Frappuccino in the glass bottle. So I am wired.
Ready to go. So with that being said, this has been a fabulous tournament. This is the 5th place game. So the winner of this game will be getting 5th place in the tournament. And then after this game, we have our championship, which I am so stoked for. We'll be watching Rock take on South Bend to see who will be the Smalltown Smackdown Tournament of Champions cream of the crop.
Sadly, I'm not a fan of creamed corn.
I don't know if I've ever had cream corn.
I like it in banana bread, like if you mix it in with banana bread, but by itself, it's kind of like drinking corn and milk.
Well, that does not sound good at all.
No.
We were talking yesterday about our favorite kinds of corn. And
Popcorn?
I went straight for corn on the cob, and then I remembered that popcorn is literally a corn. I kind of forgot.
It's an exploded corn. Yes.
Spinelli is coming out of the pack as your lead jammer for Cornfed.
We've got Serotonin with a star pass for Circle City.
Spinelli speeding into the pack. Oh, one on 1 foot. Ooh, getting pushed out.
BB with a good job taking her to the outside.
Spinelli with great awareness, realizing that because BB fell, she's able to re-enter without being recycled to get those 4 points. Serotonin is pushing to get through as well.
Looks like Serotonin's up against Debbie Darko and Misadventure up at the front. Daisy Doom as well. That's a tough wall.
That is
Very tough wall.
A defensive wall that was put out there for
also.
sure. All 4 of those defensive specialists there.
Jeez, that is not a wall I would want to go up against.
Me either. That's a tough wall.
Spinelli tiptoeing, making sure to stay in bounds on that inside.
And now I'm
Another
stressed.
4 points for Spinelli. It looks like Serotonin's about to get through with a big
from
hit.
Misadventure with an assist from Wanda as Spinelli enters the pack on another scoring pass here. And Spinelli is out, which makes this a 3-point game. No, 4. Math teacher, help. Yes, 3-point game.
Yes.
Spinelli with an apex jump for 4 more points. And I think a lead change.
Yep, we have a lead
16-point
change.
jam so far for Cornfed Roller Derby.
7 seconds, 5 left in the jam.
Spinelli spinning around the outside for another 4 points. That was
a huge jam. My voice just cracked. That's how huge it was.
125 Cornfed, 124 Circle City. Serotonin, with all that hard work, was earning points that whole time and was chipping away. So we have a 1-point game.
That was rough.
Okay, we have 7 minutes and 30 seconds left. I don't know if our hearts, our little caffeinated hearts can take it.
We've got Killdeer going up against Alexecutioner.
Coach Kent, we can hear you all the way across the fairgrounds shouting to his skaters.
If you can't hear Coach Kent, you need to get your ears checked.
Great job by Killdeer to get that lead jammer status.
Oh my God, someone is highly caffeinated.
Another jam star passed to Boggs, so Boggs will now be jamming. The pack is spread apart and moving fast. Killdeer entering the pack on a scoring pass, grabs those 4 points. Boggs coming around, but Killdeer says, oh no, I'm going to take my points and call it.
And we have another lead change. Circle City 128, Cornfed 125.
I think another new sticker could be math teacher help.
Math teacher, help me. Math teacher, am I? Help you, I will.
Yoda is very wise, so taking the Yoda approach
and
is a
Coach
good
Eric
idea.
from Circle City is taking a team time out.
You know, this has been some beautiful derby. Like sometimes jams fall apart a little bit, things get confusing, everybody's kind of all over the place, but I feel like everyone is focused in, strategic, really doing derby at what it should be, and it just is absolutely beautiful to watch.
It's really nice when all of the practice comes together and you see things clicking. And I know just from Circle City, we've been working on a lot of strategies. Not going to give them away for any of our opponents that might be listening, but we've been working on a lot of different strategies that I am seeing being put in place on the track, and I could not be more proud of our team.
Marin Alex saying this is going to be a nail biter. What do you mean going to be?
Yeah, what has been going? Have you been watching? Have you been watching?
Because my nails are bit to the quick at this point. It is.
My toenails are gone at this point.
Highly stressful environment over here at the Delaware County Fairgrounds in beautiful, luxurious Muncie, Indiana.
And it is a beautiful day. It is
really
gorgeous.
is.
Looks like we've got Lego blocks up jamming against
Adderall.
Beauty and the Beastly. Nice little bump on
Lego
the
blocks, lead
inside.
jammer for Circle City. Adderall getting pushed to the outside, sweeping to the inside, finding a Circle City blocker at every turn, getting some offensive help from Lavender Menace. Circle City turning around to focus on defense as Lego blocks enters on their scoring pass. I've lost Kimbo again, who is coaching from the side.
I'm not going to apologize this time.
Nope.
No
That's
apologies.
perfectly fine.
If I were Cornfed, I'd be doing the same thing.
When we had our 10-year celebration of Cornfed and we had our retired skaters, I kept looking over at them. They were all coaching from the bleachers.
Yes,
you can't take it out of us.
No. And that's one thing Circle City we have to work on the bench is a quiet bench so that we can hear our coaches on the track. And so that's one thing. I used to have, shout out to Deadly Dimples, used to have to literally cover my mouth to keep me from yelling when I first started Derby.
Spinelli and Battison are our jammers, both trying to find space. Battison getting around Boggs' hips, and Spinelli is headed to the penalty box.
Power Jam Circle City!
Everybody's setting up for Battison coming in. Pure Polly coming in to provide some offense for Battison as the rest of the Circle City blockers are trying to hold that line. Batty trying to pull this pack apart as best as they can. Spinelli is standing in the penalty box, so we'll be entering back in shortly. A penalty has been called on someone.
We've got a multiplayer block on a Cornfed blocker. It looks like Daisy Doom is going to the penalty box.
And Spinelli is back in, and I don't believe Spinelli is on a scoring pass because I don't think Spinelli had finished her initials, so we'll need to come through and is able to do so. So we'll be on a scoring pass in a minute, but in the meantime, Battison is engaged in the pack and trying to score points, but sees Spinelli coming and says, I am going to call that good. And continuing to increase that lead, getting 7 points in that jam, 137-125. But we all know that's only 12 points, and we have 3 minutes, 43 seconds left, and we saw a 16-point jam 2 jams ago.
Yes, we did. Those jams are scary because they can come out of nowhere. And you get an A+ for your math.
I was going to ask for some credit for that because I thought I did really well there. So
I was waiting for you to leave it open to me. I would have been like 12 points.
I accept my gold star happily.
We've got Bippity Boppity Boom on the line for Circle City going up against, I believe it's Misadventure for Cornfed.
Or is it Alexecutioner?
Maybe it's Alexa. I see the green shorts. Is that
Bippity
Misadventure?
Boppity Boom grabbing that lead jammer status. Alexecutioner has that panty off and it is trying to potentially pass it to Boggs.
Frau Blocker with a nice hit on the inside, recycling, but receiving a penalty, possibly a clockwise block.
Boom running into Boggs and having a hard time getting through as Cornfed is recycling to the front to try and hold Boom, but Boom is able to get around that last Cornfed blocker to score those 4 points. Boggs taking the pass from Alexecutioner is out of the pack, so Boom, let's see if she's going to try to score some points and call it.
And she protects her points, hits, and calls before Boggs can score.
Did steal 1 point there.
One stolen point.
I always look for that little
victorious.
stolen point.
I will say on that jam, did you see what I was talking about with Boom and the skates? How she makes some like one skate
Yes, I
and
saw
just
it there.
gets so
I saw it
skinny
there.
on that outside
And I was
line.
wrong. That wasn't Boggs' stolen point. That was Baddison's 1 point. So Baddison got one full circle and then one more point to be at 142 to Cornfed's 125. And we have 2 minutes left in this game.
Whew. This could essentially be the last jam if it is a 2-minute jam.
It could.
Looks
Jam
like
time
we've
and
got
period time
Spinelli.
literally match. Spinelli, who is the one who had that 16-point jam, is your lead jammer. A star has been passed to Killdeer. Spinelli approaching the pack. Daisy providing some offensive help. Spinelli stumbling a little bit, needing to recycle behind Pierre Polly as Killdeer enters the pack. Spinelli calling the jam.
Killdeer getting some assistance from Frau Blocker, throwing Rowe into Spinelli. Sometimes we have to throw our friends. It's important to be there to pick them up when they're down.
I love that. It can be fun to throw our friends.
Yes. When I came back, Polly goes, well, I'm going to be getting thrown again. That's one of my signature moves is I will take Polly and just put her where I need her to be.
I had a tendency to do that to people, and I would always tell new skaters, just so you know I'm going to throw you.
Yes.
I will do it as safely as I can.
All right, we've got Boggs jamming up against Lego.
With less than a
Lego
minute
is
left in this
declared
jam.
lead
But
already.
Spinelli is doing her characteristic spins
Nice,
to hold Lego, but
nice
Lego gets
defensive
around and is able
blocking.
to get out. Boggs has got that star off, trying to hand it to Spinelli, who's getting a penalty. So Boggs will have to get through on her own, and she does. There are 30 seconds left in this jam. Boggs is in the period. Boggs is out and coming around on a scoring pass.
4 points for Lego blocks for Circle City. Boggs fighting her way through that Circle City wall, left
Lego
with 2 blockers.
Looks like this might be the very last jam. Oh wait, maybe not.
Oh, look at those tiptoes
12
on
seconds
the
left in the
outside
period.
line.
1 minute left in this jam. Boggs is
we
out
have
after scoring.
Nope, I thought we were having a
thought so,
penalty
too.
on the jammer. Nope, we are not.
The period clock has ended, so this will be the last jam. Cornfed or Circle City calls it, and that is the end of the game. And Circle City is victorious in a flippin' nail biter of a game. That
Oh
was
my
a great
goodness.
game by both teams. I love watching
I
these two
think,
teams
honestly,
play.
I know our championship game hasn't happened, but that was the best game so far of
That
the
was
tournament.
really fun. The amount of lead changes, I think that might have been the most lead
Yes.
changes we've seen this weekend. That was wonderful. And I had such a great time announcing with you.
Thank you.
We should do this again sometime.
I would love to. This is so much fun. I've never announced. This tournament was the first time I've ever tried to announce, and I think I might have been born for this.
I think so too. You are a natural. I've definitely enjoyed it. We are going to take a break to reset and get ready for Rock and South Bend, who are going to be battling each other in a championship game for first place to see who will be cream of the crop.